Hi viewers, welcome to my channel. Today I will make you to solve one of the Java question given here, so that if is there any question in this model in the NPTQ final examination, you can easily solve it. Now here the question name itself is weight of the hill pattern. As we already knew that hill pattern in the sense how many number of rows that we are going to give, that many number of rows we need to generate the hill pattern. Here in this problem totally three inputs are there: input 1, input 2 and as well as input 3. Now what is the indication of input 1? Input 1 in the sense the total levels that are representing in the format of rows in the hill pattern. For example, if I am going to give 3 in the sense totally within the hill pattern there are 3 rows are there. Now this is indicating by the first input. And coming to the second input, the weight of the head level of the hill pattern. So within the hill pattern, instead of stars, what is the starting head position, that will be indicated by the input 2. For example, if I am going to give 10, so that will be acting as like as a starting star. So here within the first row the value that we are going to get 10. Now coming to the next input 3, the weight increments of each subsequent level we are going to indicate with the help of input 3. For example, if I am going to give input 3 2 in the sense, so within the first level you will get, for the first star we are getting 10. For coming to the second level, within the second level, so we have two stars. In the two stars, for each and every level we have to increment the value. So 10 if you are going to increment it with the help of 2 in the sense, you will get 12 here. For the first star we will get 12 here, and for the second star also you will get 12 here. And coming to the next level, that will be incremented by 2. 12 will be incremented by 2 in the sense, for the first star we will get 14, for the second star also you will get 14, and as well as for the fifth star also you will get 14. Now finally the main intention of this problem is we need to calculate the sum of the each and every element which is with respect to the each and every row in the hill pattern. Now here if you are going to calculate the sum of the complete hill pattern, 10 plus, within the first level we are getting 10, within the second level 12 plus 12, with respect to the two stars the values that we are getting here are 12 plus 12, plus within the third level the values that we are getting are 14 plus 14 plus 14. So finally we need to calculate the sum of the each and every element. 10 plus 24, 34, 34 plus 42. So 34 plus 42 in the sense you will get 76. So if you are going to give the input, first input is like so input 1 is 3, as well as input 2 is 10, and as well as input 3 is 2 in the sense, for the 3 inputs the output that we are going to get here is 76. If you are going to observe in this given examples, here the first input that we are giving is 5, that means you will get 5 rows. And the head level, the first element that we are indicating in the hill pattern is 10, and the step count for each and every level is 2. That means within the first level you will get 10, within the second level for the two stars you will get 12 plus 12, why? Because it will be incremented by 2, as well as within the third level you will get 14 plus 14 plus 14. For the three stars you will get three values. Within the fourth level also the same thing will be repeated, and as well as within the fifth level totally you will get 5 elements, and here the step count will be incremented from the fourth level to fifth level. The step count is 2. 16 plus 2 in the sense, for all the elements here 18, 18, 18, 18. If you are going to calculate the sum of each and every element in the each and every row, the final output that we are getting here is 230, that we have to identify. Now for this program totally 3 inputs are there, and final output is in the format of number, that is nothing but the sum of the all the elements in the given hill pattern. In the similar fashion, if you are going to observe the second example, within the second example the hill pattern total number of rows are 4, and the head level, the starting element is 1, and as well as the step count for each and every level is 5. That means within the first level you will get 1. From the second level onwards, in the second level we need to get two elements, that the two elements are 1 plus 5 in the sense you will get 6, and within the third level 6 plus 5 in the sense you will get 11, that too within the third level we need to get 3 elements. Likewise we need to continue the process, and finally for this input 4 1 5, the output that we are going to get here is 110. For this problem we need to write the code. Now this is the simple program in the Java. Here the problem name itself is problem 2. Within the main method, with the help of scanner is available in the util package. With the help of scanner class, I am trying to read the 3 inputs from the keyboard, so which are in the format of integer. Within the input 1 you will get the total number of rows in the hill pattern, and within the input 2 you will get the starting element of the hill pattern, as well as within the input 3 you will get the step count from each and every level. Now these 3 inputs are available in the 3 input variables. Now here I am taking some counter variables. Here if you are going to observe, within the sum initially I am going to store the input 2. Input 2 in the sense with respect to this example. So the input 2 is 10, that will be available in the sum variable. Now I have taken some counter variables I, j, x. I will tell the importance of those counter variables within the code. Now here I am taking nested for loop. Within the outer for loop, if you are going to observe the condition, we are starting I value from 2. That means, so the first row element that we are getting here 10. So why? Because within the input 2 you will get the starting element in the hill pattern. That too it is with respect to the first row, so that we need not to iterate the first row. Already the first row element is 10. That's why I am storing it in the sum variable. And here within this for loop I am starting it from the second row onwards. Due to that reason only, within the I the value that is available is 2. And 2 less than or equal to input 1. Input 1 in the sense how many number of rows that we are mentioning in the input 1? 5 rows. So this outer for loop will be iterating from second to up to fifth row. Up to fifth row. Second row, third row, fourth row, and as well as fifth row, this for loop will be iterating. And for each and every row, for example, if you are going to consider second row, within the second row we need to evaluate the inner for loop up to 2 elements. Within the second row we need to get 2 elements. Due to that reason only, so the second row will be executed 2 times. So here in order to execute it 2 times, here I am taking the condition j equal to 1, j less than or equal to I. Initially what is the I value? 2. That means j will be iterating for j equal to 1 as well as j equal to 2. 2 less than or equal to 2, condition 2. Up to 2 iterations it will iterate. For example, if the outer for loop value will become 3, means the inner for loop will be repeating 3 times. If the outer for loop value will become 4, means inner for loop will be repeating 4 times. Now let me try to take the I value 2. With respect to the I value 2, if you are going to execute the inner for loop, within the inner for loop the j value is 1, 1 less than or equal to 2, condition always true, so that we can enter into the inner for loop. Within the inner for loop, within the output 2 the value that is available is 10. So that within the output 2 the value that is available here, within the sum the value that we are storing is input 2. Within the input 2 the value that is available is 10. 10 plus input 3. Input 3 is 2. 10 plus 2 in the sense you will get 12, that will be available in the x. And the 12 value we are adding it to the sum. Initially within the sum the value that is available is 10. 10 plus 12 in the sense you will get 22. So finally the updated value that is available in the sum is 22. Now if you are going to iterate the while loop for loop one more time, here the for loop if you are going to iterate it one more time, now the j value will become 2. 2 less than or equal to 2, condition true, so that we can enter into the for loop. Within the for loop, within the input 2 the value that is available is 10. 10 plus input 3 in the sense 12. 2 input 3 in the sense 2. 10 plus 2 in the sense you will get 12, that will be available in the x variable, and we are trying to add it to the sum variable. Initially the sum variable value is, in the previous iteration the sum variable value that is available is 22. It is the updated value. For the 22 we are going to add 12. That means finally here 32 we are going to get. Likewise, if you are going to iterate this inner for loop one more time, in this next time the j value will become 3. 3 less than or equal to 2, condition fails, so that we need not to execute inner for loop and come outside, and within the outer for loop we have one more statement is there. Now the x value we are making it as a input 2. Initially the input 2 value is 10, and now we are making x as a input 2. Within the x the value that is available is input 2 plus input 3. Input 2 in the sense 10 plus 2 in the sense 12, that will be acting as like as a input 2 now. Now the input 2 value will become 12. Now if you are going to iterate the for loop, outer for loop one more time, now the I value will become 3. The I value will become 3. Now with respect to the I value 3, the inner for loop will be iterating 3 times. Why? Because from j equal to 1 to j less than or equal to 3 we have to iterate this inner for loop. For each and every iteration within the x, the value that we are going to get here is input 2 plus input 3. Input 2 in the sense the updated value that is available in the input 2 is 12. 12 plus 2 in the sense input 3 in the sense 2. 12 plus 2 in the sense you will get 14. That 14 we are going to add it to the sum variable. Like that this for loop will be iterating 3 times. That means 3 14s totally 42. 42 is the value that we are going to add to the available updated sum value. Now 36 plus 42. 36 plus 42 in the sense you will get 78. 78 is the updated value that is available after execution of the third row. Now if you are going to iterate this inner loop one more time, within the fourth iteration the j value will become 4. 4 less than or equal to 3, condition fails, so that we need not iterate it. Now here we are making that x value, within the x the value that is available is input 2 plus input 3 in the sense 12 plus 2 in the sense 14. 14 is the value that is available in the input 2. Now with respect to the 14 value, try to execute the for loop one more time. Now the for loop value will become 4. The I value will become 4. That means within the inner for loop we have to repeat it 4 times. Now for that 4 times, the updated x value that we are going to get here is 16. 16 we are going to add it to the updated sum variable. So along with the sum we are going to add all these 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16, as well as if you are going to iterate this outer for loop one more time, now it will become 5. With respect to the 5, inner for loop will be repeating 5 times. For that 5 times, the updated value that is available in x will be 18. 18 plus 18 plus 18, the final value that we are going to get here is 90. So if you are going to calculate the sum of all the elements within the sum, the updated value that is available is 230. That will be the output that we are going to get from this entire question. Finally we are printing the sum variable here. It is a very simple logic. Within this nested for loops only the condition is available. So for each and every level we are trying to increment the element value with the help of 2. So if you are going to take the input 415, with respect to 415 the starting element is 1, and within the second level it will become 6. 6 plus 6, as well as within the third level it will become 11. 3 times 11 we have to provide in the third level, and within the fourth level 11 plus 5 in the sense 416s we are going to get. And if you are going to calculate the sum of all the elements, the final output that we are going to get here is 110. Let me try to execute this code so that you will get the clarity. The program name itself is java c space problem2.java, and if I am going to run this problem, java space problem2, let me try to enter the values. 5 rows, starting value is 10 in the hill pattern, and the step count for each and every level is 2. For this the output that we are getting is 230. As well as if I am going to enter some other values, 4 rows, starting element in the hill pattern is 1, as well as the step count is 5 in the sense you will get 110. It is very simple. If you are going to get these kind of hill pattern related problems in the NPTQ examination, be careful to solve these problems. Very simple. That's all.